All right, guys.
We're back.
Blackout.
Yes.
No rehearsal. Strictly controversial.
It's the bar. I love it. Keep going. Yeah.
Controversial.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is it's almost time, man. It's a lot that's happening in the world. You got the election, got the New Year's coming up, man.
You got New Year's plans already?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Working on seeing what the vibe is. What about you?
Yeah. Nope, not yet. Ain't gonna trip me up.
Yeah, not yet. But
not yet.
man, it's a lot to talk about. Before we start, one day left. We have our options masterclass that's happening on Thursday at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time, and taught by Troy. EYL University members only. So we announced it on Market Mondays, but if you're new, we are running a sale. This is the first sale that we've done for EYL University in 3 months. It'll be the last sale of the year. And it's at checkout of EYLUniversity.com. Enter code Market Mondays at checkout. You get the discount. You get access to over 100 pre-recorded videos, real estate course, credit, the options monthly masterclass, options community. We go over different trades, and different people have their gem of the day that's put in there from different Wall Street Journal, the
Barron's,
World Barron's, CNBC, all of that type of stuff. So if you are looking to take trading seriously, make a lot of money, and just be a part of a community, EYL University. We have an in-person event in Houston in a few weeks. So it's a lot going on. So go to EYLUniversity.com, enter code Market Mondays at checkout. As I said, there's 1 day left for that. This is the first sale that we've done in 3 months, and probably will be the last sale of the year. So
especially at that price.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay. And then tomorrow we also have Earn Your Leisure episode. Yeah. Shout out to Melanin Money. Tomorrow, we got a dope episodes with the brothers, man. They went over tax strategy, life insurance. Oh man, investing, the whole financial planning gambit. So you guys that are interested in learning about how to save money on taxes, how to get deductions, how to, properly structure your life insurance. We talked about trust. All of those things that people online are always interested in. It's like a gumbo of all that we put together for that episode. So shout out to them. That's 9:00 tomorrow on our YouTube channel.
Shout out to them. And I want to highlight again. Shout out to George. Shout out to the guys, real business people, masters of their craft. There'd be a lot of crazy stuff that happened in the space. So we got to highlight the ones that are real. Shout out to man. George be well dressed every time I see him too. I'm like, well, I see you, my brother. But yeah, tune into the episode. Y'all been doing great with this series.
Thank you.
I love it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been in comments.
Anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, shout out to y'all for as soon as you got off the plane, VP posted y'all. I'm gonna say this too. If you are not going to talk to either presidential candidate after Day of the Dead, please stop saying that we're shields for either side. Because I'm gonna get upset one day for you MAGA boys, and I'm gonna call y'all leader. And you know what I mean? For those of y'all that know, you know what I mean? Got little connections on both sides. Chill out. But shout out to y'all. I saw that. I was like, that is a legendary. Of course, if you want to get rich from the market, go to ianinvest.com. I give you the best stocks to invest in, the ones to stay away from. Call every Sunday to go over the market. Talk about world events. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. 90 different prices. And I got some surprises coming in November. I'm going to start some recordings for y'all that I'm going to drop. So I love y'all dearly.
Okay. All right, man. A lot been happening in the world.
Too much.
Let's start off with the Abercrombie and Fitch CEO, ex-CEO, former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch was arrested on sex trafficking investigation, ongoing investigation. They picked him up, and from what I read, it was I guess they was having like different cocktail parties throughout the world, and young men was the alleged victims in this situation. Okay, so sex trafficking has become a big thing over the last 6 months. As far as in the news, trending. What do you feel about this?
It's a travesty, but the lid has been taken off of a lot of these nefarious activities. Like, for one, men, you can't lie and tell somebody that you want to take them to a photo shoot. Some of y'all nasty motherfuckers in the music industry been doing this, but you cannot tell a person, hey, we're going to go to a photo shoot. I need you to promote my brand. Shout out to y'all in the Instagram DMs talking about let's collaborate, knowing you don't have no business on a collaboration. But I'm glad a lot of this is being revealed. I know Puff has been front and center despite Epstein being the ringleader. But there's a lot of these businesses that have been acting like this and no one said anything for a long time. Some of these award shows and calendar shoots, you have to be very mindful of what's happening. And I think they're trying to clean up the entire fashion and entertainment industry for a couple of reasons. But they want to get a lot of these people out of the way to make room for the new guard, since a lot of y'all have blown the cover and brought a lot of heat to the industry. But I think it's for all the parents, anytime that a person is promising your child fame and fortune, make sure that industry has delivered on the fame and fortune without taking your child. So, but what do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I think that it's definitely an unfortunate situation where you got a lot of powerful, rich people that, use their influence and use their money, and they can buy things, including people, right? And it's one of these things. Man, you never want to victim shame anybody, right? But like, what's best practices for people to not get caught up in this, right? As far as on the sex trafficking, because there's two ways how this sex trafficking thing can play out. A, you get kidnapped, you're a little kid, there's nothing that you can do about that, right? Like, you get abducted, and you get forced into a lifestyle. Then that's kind of, you can't really control that, right? The other way is if you're an adult, and it may not necessarily be done by force, but you fall into a web. You fall into a web of, you meet somebody, they introduce you to somebody, like, yo, here they start, you start doing a little drugs, and then it's like, yo, you want to make some money on the extra side. It's like becoming a prostitute. If you ever watch these documentaries on like a prostitution, a lot of these women that have turned to prostitution, it happens over the course of time, right?
It's a gradual finesse. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. They meet a guy, he takes out, he starts to spend money on her. Like, yo, you don't need your family. Like, they're holding you back. Your friends is holding you back. Then they move in with him, and it's done very strategically to the point where they actually need him. And then it's like, yo, I'm down on my luck. I need you to do this favor for me. And then before you know it, you're just a full-fledged prostitute, right?
Yeah.
So I think a conversation needs to be had about how you actually don't fall victim to that web of sex trafficking.
The truth be told, anybody who's promising you fame and riches and the dream life usually is going to put you into a nightmare. We're in America.
And if you got to have sex with somebody to get famous, it's not going to happen. That's the crazy part about it. Like,
yeah,
if they tell you, like, all right, if you do this, then you're going to get this role in this movie, it probably is not even going to happen for you anyway.
Can we name the ones that did work for?
I don't know who it works for. I'm just saying. It's because it's like, because that's a big part of it too, right? Where it's like, yo, I can help your career. I can get you here. I can get you in front of there. All right, one or two things is gonna happen. Either it doesn't happen, and then it was a waste of time.
Yeah.
Or it does happen, but was it worth it? because now you did get that movie role, you did get this job, you did get this, but now they have something that they can hold over your head for the rest of your life
forever.
You've been embarrassed and shamed, lost, a part of yourself,
and dignity,
to make up for that. Now you got to try to you want to take drugs to kind of forget the shame and embarrassment that happened, or you project that what happened to you onto somebody else, and now the victim becomes the predator. It's neither one of these situations are winning situations. You don't win in either one of those situations, right? Even if you think that you won, you really still didn't win, because your life is fucked up. You got what you wanted, but at what cost, right?
Yep. But these industries have to stop being predatory. Shout out to everyone in the fashion world. If you talk to any model that's worked any runway or worked with any brand, it's a lot of these horror stories of being blackballed if certain shit doesn't happen. Same in the music industry, same in film. So I think these industries have to be cleaned up. And also too, when these topics come up, don't say that they're a rumor. A lot of time people are saying that we are talking about conspiracies, and I'm like, no, this shit is fact. This isn't hidden anymore how it used to be. And even in the tech space, that space got cleaned up really fast when there was some egregious shit going on, when people had to have sex to get certain promotions, or they would be blackballed out of an industry. More people have to speak up more freely. And I know it's hard to do, but if you don't say anything, it makes it even worse. But for all you nasty mofos in these industries, turn yourself in. I know a lot of y'all doing a lot of payouts right now and hoping them tapes don't come out. They go act on put them right on this page. So please be careful, be mindful, stop being nasty. I keep telling you guys, some of you guys will say, why do you have these conversations? I can't believe we made Earn Your Leisure and Ian Famous for you guys to go on this, the other side of the fucking game. They just said that kid jumped off of a fucking building while they're promoting it's Tootsie, it's not pink cocaine. You got to even see the plan.
That Tootsie, they got it. That's a fact. That Tootsie, because I'm like, pink cocaine. I'm like, oh, that's to Tootsie.
There's no pink cocaine. I'm like, dog, this is a buffet, a hodgepodge of different drugs, and now y'all want to market that. And then they say, okay, well, he was locked in a room for 3 days and nobody can get a hold of him. I'm going to tell you, in the music industry, if an artist is locking himself in a hotel room, do you think it's because he doesn't want the hotel staff to see that he's getting high, or he's worried about his life? For those you don't know, Kurt Cobain didn't kill himself by putting a shotgun and go look. And if Michael Jackson died of an overdose, what's the bloody shirt doing in the closet when the investigators got there? It's not room. Go look it up on TMZ. Come on, man. Y'all gonna market the fucking pink cocaine when 99% of the world had no clue what Tootsie was, but that's the cover story. God rest that sick kid's soul. And people are like, well, he got high. He probably hallucinated. If he was doing Tootsie, you think that was his first time doing it? Come on. Why didn't he jump off the shit in Miami? It's a crazy ass industry. They'll bring you the drugs and then say that you were crazy and neurotic. And come on, man. So, what do I know? I do want to know where that publishing is going to go. Interested in that. Kid was a superstar. Where's that publishing going? Did it to Marilyn Monroe, tried to do it to Kanye. One day we're going to have a real conversation about the accident that he had when he broke his jaw, about what happened. Not this year. I got to see the office.
Thank you. Please.
Thank you.
Please. Yeah. So let's talk about this.
Easy transition now. You're like, hey, shut up.
Cut his mic off. So
for real.
So what okay, so how you feel about, it's been a lot, like anybody can vote for whoever they want. this political season has become so toxic. Now I understand. I see why they were like, "Yo, don't talk about politics or religion." Religion is very divisive. Politics is even more divisive. You can't even put a post up about anything closely, remotely related to politics at all. I remember, like, so we put the post up about how the Democrats are they ignoring black men, and oh man, now you guys are
y'all sellouts.
Shields for the Republicans. This is disgraceful. How could you do this? How could you? Why would you do this now? This is bad timing. Then we put a post up about
education.
The Secretary of Education coming on Market Mondays. How much did the Democrats pay y'all? Like, yo, y'all sold your soul to liberal Democrats. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Then we put a post up about the stocks that will do well if Trump wins. Oh my God! Like, you guys are Trumpers. I can't believe you support.
Trump is crazy.
They'll flip flop you even intraday. And intraday on 12
intraday trade, the prize picks, day trade and play. Oh God!
At 12 o'clock, you could be a puppet for the Democrats. By 6 o'clock, you could be a Trumper, right?
Yep.
It makes no sense, but that says a lot about the times that we're in. So I say that to say, very passionate. This political season is very passionate. People is highly charged up, emotional. All right. That's your right. But I do feel this. And I'll speak for black men specifically. It's a few that, y'all just taking this thing too far with Kamala. Like, if you don't like her, then that's fine. But it's just now it's too far. No, you're going too far. You're going too far. And it's weird. It's getting weird, right? Because it's like the way that some people have like went out of their way to kind of tag, look at the person who's scrutinized. I ain't never seen y'all do this with no other person. Like no other politician. You could name any politician. I've never seen, from Chuck Schumer to Donald Trump to Lindsey Graham. I've never seen
Duke back in the day. Like, y'all didn't go this far.
Yeah, like y'all getting weird. Y'all getting weird. Like I said, you don't got to support her. You don't have to vote for her. You can support Trump. You can vote for Trump. I don't care. But it's getting weird. It's getting very weird from certain people that I'm seeing. So, what do you think about this?
I think too many people are cooning to try and drum up interest because their careers aren't going well. I think we're one of the few platforms that have been straight down the middle and been honest. And I'm going to be super honest with y'all. Please put this in chat. Neither political party really gives a fuck about you.
Fact. And that's why I always said I don't believe in politics. I told you that before. I don't believe in it. I do believe in politicians. Like we was in Illinois yesterday for Representative Underwood. I believe in her campaign. I believed in Jamal Bowman before he didn't win, but I just personally believe. But
I even like some of the stuff RFK stood for. He didn't have a chance of winning, but I liked his stance at least on the food stuff, and then the stuff that happened with his family, how he's trying to change and overturn that.
Yeah,
but
there's a bunch of politicians that I like. I like a lot of politicians. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the power. I understand the power dynamic. So even if you're a great person, you're fighting with your handcuff. You're not going to change the power dynamic. That's why I said I don't believe in politics. I don't believe in a political system is designed to work for the average everyday person. I don't believe that. That doesn't mean that I don't take part in the political process, because I do believe that it is important to still take part in it. It's like the school system. I don't believe in the school system, but my son still goes to school, right? I'm not going to say like don't go to school, but I understand that the school system is not designed for people to be highly successful. I don't believe that, right? So, but yeah, like y'all could it's just very weird. It's really weird. And like I said, especially coming from black people, like I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, but I'm gonna just be real. For those who are shilling, I get it. So if you got the check, you got your list of deliverables that you got to give. A lot of y'all want to be on the shill list for the next campaign, and it's not going to happen. So you're going to lose an audience. And after this election, I'm definitely done mentioning any kind of political anything. But
it's over. It's over.
Yeah, it's over with. But my thing is, why have this level of support or taking a stance on either side or even talking negatively about a candidate if that candidate doesn't even know who the fuck you are and will never reach out to you. That's the crazy part. Like, even calling her out of her name, you don't have to like her, but calling her out of her name and all, it's like, bro, and it's a mistake to talk shit about a person who can get your address and drop bombs on your house. Especially if you don't have no bunker. You don't have that little Zuckerberg bunker. You don't have it. And I like you personally. I'm not shooting at you. But I think the same way they put that Jordan versus LeBron, Tupac versus Biggie argument in our conversation, and that was done to monetize sales on both sides. We have to stop being puppets and being used for this process while not demanding anything and getting anything out of this process. Because after Day of the Dead, they're not going to say shit to you. If the politicians really cared, they would campaign year-round the way that we do, here on Market Mondays, here on their show, here on Market Mondays and Invest Fest, year-round they would be helping. So if you only buying into the bullshit because it's a slow news cycle, when they want something from you, mistake. Also, who runs and owns the Electoral College? See? Its power is above the... You think in this country they're going to give the people the power to decide who runs the corporation while we keep capitalism running when 80% of the people have to not be doing well for capitalism to work and only 3% it works in terms of elitism? Mistake. If I was a politician and I saw how fucking worked up y'all got over that Not Like Us versus Drake debate, I'm gonna use y'all too. I'm gonna use y'all too for the same WWE shit. Left wing, right wing, same bird. Vince McMahon get paid no matter if The Rock or John Cena wins at WrestleMania 50. Well, not no more because he was having a nine-some with talent backstage. Nasty motherfucker. Well, no, this convicted. You seen them? You seen them little text messages? You little horny little bastard, yo. And I'm gonna say this too: quit going to the freak offs and freaking off by choice, and then your bag get fucked up, and then you want to cycle back, and then. Also, too, if you have the freak off and you invite to work there, and you say you're gonna pay the work, you got to pay the work so you don't get jammed up.
Don't skip out on the bill.
Hey, whatever the fee is, my boy, pay for the fee. I know pre-nut you was feeling one way and wanted to pay, and post-nut you wanted a discount. No.
Invoice. Pay the invoice.
Gotta pay.
Respectfully.
Speaking of paying, you see the Archdiocese has to pay $850 million out to the victims of back to the sex trafficking thing.
Yeah, man, that's unbelievable, man. Almost $1 billion. And my thing is like, at what point, when does it stop? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like this happens every few years. Like 500, I think this is the largest, but 500 million, 100 million, 50 million. I mean,
crazy.
It's unbelievable.
Crazy. It's a deeper conversation we can have. We won't have it this lifetime.
Please.
Not this lifetime. Please. Bomb dropped, yeah, but 850 on the humble. What do I know? I won't. Don't worry. Never in life. Not on Stock Club call. Y'all be like, yo, why is the replay out? Went too far in them conversations. That new. Delete off Zoom. No. So. And Epstein's for them little kids you got running around. Hey, y'all better be hiding too. Yeah, y'all daddy blew the cover on a lot of shit that wasn't supposed to come out this decade.
So how does the Catholic Church fix this problem? Because this is an ongoing problem that's been happening decades now, right? When you're talking about sex abuse, I mean, this is serious stuff, right? This is little children, boys, a lot of time boys and girls also, sexually assaulted, raped, molested by clergy, by priests, by people high in positions in the Catholic Church, by teachers in Catholic school. Like, what do you do?
I don't have the answers. To that, I don't have the answer. It's above my pay grade. And if we start having that conversation, it's a lot of trickle down effect conversations we have to have. I like living. I'm be real with you. There's a couple topics I'll never touch on.
I like living. I like living. I like living.
You got any suggestions? I'll never touch on this topic.
Da Vinci Code. Da Vinci Code. The Da Vinci Code. Oh man.
Is Dan Brown still living or no? The author of Da Vinci Code.
I'm not sure. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. So Kodak said, hope so.
Kodak moment. What you think about men? Do men with money hunt women who are in poverty to control? Let's play this. Let's play this clip.
I don't think monogamy exists. I think every once in a while you meet a dude and he only with his girl. It's very rare. We are men. We, especially men who have means. If you're a man who has means, you have women. And if you say it ain't true, you're not being genuine. I know your girl probably watching, but if you could just think how sweet it would be if you could talk to your girl for real. Do you know the harmony that might be able to come from that? But you didn't pick a girl you could talk to for real. You picked a girl that you're willing to act for as long as you can keep her. That's what most people are in that situation. But we men, we got money, especially men who got money. You got girls. You can't not be with them. There's too many beautiful women in the world to just lie to one girl and be like, look, I'm only with you. That's some bullshit.
Women in poverty. Why? Like, what's your
Well, I'm older now. I'm not as young as I used to be. So, women in poverty, I can control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, fuck you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So, I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out.
Interesting take.
Shout to Cam. Shout to Corey Holcomb, 5150 show.
So yeah, do men with money hunt is a strong word, but do men with money court women that are in poverty is a strong word too. But yeah,
but that's what he said. I think there is, and I'm not dirty macking, I'm not pandering. Shout to y'all who be saying that dumb shit, like y'all pandering, because there's no need to pandering. I don't know if y'all know we popping in real life. If you don't think so, invite us to your city. We can make some shit happen. Look different when we walk in the club. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I mean? A couple times, me and Shotty back and forth having bottle wars amongst us. No. Great. Hey. But if we're gonna be real, there is a section of men that does not get enough attraction that try and use the money to target women. That's what a whole you don't need to work play come from. And I'm gonna isolate you from your friends and not help and pour anything into you so I can be able to fully control you. And I keep telling y'all, like, a lot of y'all get the money and think you need money to get women and get the money and still don't have no bitches. You are who you are, whether you got on a bunch of elaborate shit or not. Like the motion that you had, and some of y'all like, no, that's not true. I know some dudes who don't have no money who had girls since they was in 3rd, 4th grade. And I know some dudes who had money for 20, 30 years. And the women they be would look like caca. I ain't even gonna hold you. So, but yeah, do men use their money to target women who are not on their level? For sure. Absolutely. We can't lie and say that they don't. And that's where like a lot of the abuse comes in, financial abuse, physical abuse. Like you can see the sign. If for those of y'all who watch Love is Blind, right? You can see that shit all over Leo. He bragging about the little Rolex he got from his dad and the family business and shit. You ain't had no bad bitches in your life, never in life. So, but my question: do you think men use their power or? Half the music industry did it. Y'all some pedophiles and lames and come on, man. We're like, what is he talking about? But what do you think? When you go to the meeting, you can tell them these are my thoughts. I got you. I'm a team player.
I mean, the words hunt, control, poverty, stuff like that is, taking a little out of context. But I think any situation, money is going to give you power. Influence is going to give you power.
Mm-hmm.
So most people with power, this is just true in life. Most people with power do not want to be in direct relationships, competition, whatever, with somebody else that's powerful. Right? That's most of the time in life. That's why it's like you don't see somebody that's running the country, they make their vice president, they don't have the same power as the president, right? They don't power doesn't like to look in the eyes of power.
Yeah.
Usually. I'm not saying that's always the case, but usually.
Yeah, good point.
So of course it would make sense if you have money sometimes. Of course you don't want somebody that is the equal as far as on a monetary standpoint. But I will preference this by this. Just because you don't have money, the same level of money does not make you inferior.
True.
Right. So what I'll say is like, okay, you could be a dude that's a millionaire. You might not be looking for a woman that's a millionaire, right? Because that's not appealing to you. So the woman might make a lot less than you, but the woman that's a millionaire is not going to be comparable to the woman that makes $100,000 in the variables that she does, right? How she's able to bring you peace, how she's able to control the household, how she's able to navigate, how she's able to book trips for you and be, the CEO of your life type, just running around doing different shit. The person that's making the same amount of money as you can't do that because they on the same shit as you. They on the same hustle. They're not worried about you like that. So I just think that's a little bit deeper than just wanting somebody that makes less money because you want to control them. I don't think for some people, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. I think it's a seesaw, right? I'm making the money. So if I'm making money, why would I want somebody that's making the same amount of money or more money than me? Because I understand what comes with. Because
you worry about if she has the time, right?
Exactly. I understand what comes with that ability to reach that level of success. You gotta be crazy. You gotta be able to work at 2:00 in the morning. You gotta be traveling all the time. You gotta be on the grind. You gotta be doing all of that. So if I'm doing that, why would I want somebody else that's doing that as well? That's not an equal situation here, right? We both gonna be running crazy. I would want. They say opposites attract. Now you want somebody who, I'm not saying that they're in poverty. They still got to be able to make some money for themselves as well, right? But it's just different levels of things that come into consideration that are outside the realm of just money, right? Like I might want to come home and I might want to have food. I might want to come home and the house be clean. I might want to come home and just have a conversation. I might want to no, these are things that I can't expect the CEO of Verizon, if you know what I'm saying, to do that because she's gonna be traveling around the world.
But I'm speaking to the dudes who are like millionaires and then they'll go to the projects or the bus stop or they go to Pergola on a slow night and go get the one that's like struggling she don't have no money on her. She waiting for somebody about it like that discouraging.
There's a difference between the projects and Pergola. There's a difference. I don't think anybody's.
Both of them got rats. No.
But what I'm saying is that let's just be real. Yeah. Nobody's going to the projects looking to have a relationship. Like that's not where you're finding people.
What's one step up from the projects? I can name a couple dudes that hunt. Not hunt, but go after girls.
Strip club.
That will talk to a girl who really has no independence at all.
Well, this is a very complex conversation. What's more important, independence or physical attraction? Because what you're referring to is that if you're going to Pergola on the off night or a strip club, you're not worried about the career path of some ex person. You're worried about how they
Pergola too for the records.
For sure. I'm just saying, you're trying to find somebody that looks good, right? The career comes second. You could care less about their career.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've cared less about the career a couple times.
But I'm saying, is that okay? So now let's just be completely honest about the situation. Most men are not worried about somebody's career when they first meet them. I never in life met somebody who was like when they first met the person, their career path was the first thing that they thought of.
And if they do, they're a Tinder swindler and a bird.
That's a fact. That's a red flag. That they've already scoped you out and they looking to pimp your situation.
They finna pimp that ride and try and get all them assets off of you. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful for real. But there are some men who use the money. Ladies, put it in the comments. Have you encountered a man that was a rich lame who tried to control you with money and the resources?
Can you be both? That's the question I think. Can you be the nightlife baddie and have a career path and be a productive citizen in the world? Can you be the nightlife baddie? As far as when I say nightlife baddie, the type of girl that you're gonna meet on a Thursday, that, you know what I'm saying, it's just like, okay, the only reason why I'm really attracted to her is because how she looks. Is that capable of actually being a productive citizen in America and making money and not being poor or not being in poverty?
What do you think? This the poly market poll we really need. Fuck that Kamala and Trump shit. This the poly market. Hey,
you want my honest opinion, or you want me to be?
I want your honest opinion, but I care about you enough for you to not get in trouble. So, like, you know,
I appreciate you.
Got you. I gonna put you on a landmine. You know what I mean?
I think that you can, but I think that it's tough. It's difficult.
It's difficult.
Difficult.
It has challenges. Let's say that it has challenges
for sure.
And it also depends on what city.
Well, you could be a realtor. There's a few career paths that have.
Shout out to the baddie realtors.
Blended. They've blended this world.
Yep.
Realtors. But
there's a couple nurses too. I know a couple New York, Jersey nurses. They get into it. I said, "There's anesthesiologists in here." Anesthesiologist. Crazy. You shaking ass on Friday and you got a case on Monday. This crazy. You a talented little motherfucker, boy, to do both. What? You can come see me on Mondays. I got market Mondays on Monday. Come see me on Monday nights. Bitch, you got a case Monday morning and you gonna be a starless Monday night. You tough. You Viceland for real.
Viceland. And then you gotta see what kind of nurses are they though. There's different types of nurses. Are they
which nurses are red flag? Yeah.
Most of the time, what you're referring to is not an actual hospital nurse. You're referring to the lip injection nurses, post-recovery surgery nurses. Look, they're still nurses. But I'm just saying that there's a niche that's been carved out for what you're referring to here.
Yeah. And shout out to all of y'all, whatever career choices you have made. I commend you for adding to the economy. And
as long as you're paying taxes, you're helping children.
The economy. Yes.
Go to school. And that should be saluted.
Absolutely.
That should be saluted. So
I'm gonna get my real take next week. Shout out to y'all financially abusing the women. Cut that shit out. Get them off your own game.
But there are a segment of the population that, how are they making money though? That's what I've always wondered, because there's a segment of the population of women who are the nightlife baddie types that have no real means of viable employment or functional business. And I've always wondered how they're actually able to, like, Fashion Nova can't be paying that much money, right, to brand ambassadors. So I've always wondered, how are they able to really sustain long term? Because short term, you could just you can get money from a guy, but just the long term play, I've always wondered what the long term play was for somebody that does not work. Like we talked about it a few weeks ago. There's a lot of dudes that don't work. Yep. There's some women that don't work right? In the
Quite a few.
traditional sense.
Portfolio managers.
But how are they surviving in today's economy?
They got 4 simps and then 4 little lit dudes. The little lit dudes that take you on a trip or two, little dinner, cool, and the simps cover the bills. Yeah. Fellas, if you've been talking to your girl 8 months and she'll never post your arm or nothing to you in that rotation, the sector rotation play.
Sector rotation play.
No, daddy, I only like you. I want to keep our love life private so the world doesn't take away our love. Okay.
from semis to simps.
Hey, real quick, and y'all think I'm joking. And shout out to y'all possessive dudes who want to go through y'all girl phone. Don't get locked up. It's that little law going around. If you go through your girl phone, get that ass sent to jail.
Well, let's talk about that, because we posted about that, and that got a lot of traction. So apparently, this isn't alleged. This is actual.
No, she read off the actual law.
That's a fact. So it's illegal to go through your partner's phone because it violates the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, ECPA. So accessing someone else's phone without their permission is generally illegal and considered invasion of privacy. This applies to all forms of electronic communications and devices, including cell phones, computers, social media accounts. Under the Electronic Communication Privacy Act, it is a crime to intercept or access private communications without consent. Additionally, state laws such as North Carolina's Electronic Surveillance Act may make it a felony to intercept any electronic communication without at least one party's consent. However, the legality can become more complex if the device is jointly owned and used by both parties, such as a computer shared by a spouse. Penalties for violating the ECPA include criminal fines up to $250,000 for individuals, $500,000 for organizations, as well as civil penalties for at least $10,000 per violation.
Imagine getting cheated on and then you go through the phone and she called the police on you and you got to pay her $250 and do 30 days in jail. A rough week.
This is why
you got to be careful.
This is why I always say it is a form of domestic violence. People, I put that up there and it was like, "Oh, you're taking it too far."
Oh, you said that before. That's a bar.
That's a fact. And
going through a phone.
I'm not just this is what a police officer said this. Like, I heard this from a police officer, and he was like,
Gotcha.
people think of domestic violence. The word violence goes further than actual physical violence. It's psychological abuse as well, and it's tampering with property. It's forms of kidnapping, different things of that nature. So it's like, okay, when you physically assault somebody, of course, that's domestic violence. Yeah. But when you take somebody's property, that can be considered domestic violence as well, right?
Absolutely.
If you're taking somebody's phone, going through their device without them knowing, holding their device, stealing their car, not locking them out there, like this is all part of this is domestic. This is all domestic disputes. So you don't look at it like that because you're thinking it's like, oh, it's not that serious. No, it is serious. It's very serious. Right?
People show up.
Yeah, it's very serious. So it's like, if you're thinking, oh, it's not that serious, then that means that you're an abuser and you should reconsider your life, because you are taking part in something that is actually very dangerous and something that's actually illegal. And you're looking at it like it's not that big of a deal. And you're actually part of the problem.
Big facts. Fellas, if your girl won't text her friends or her friend group and reply to her DMs in front of you, chances are, let me help some of y'all out who don't know. If she got to take the phone in the bathroom every time she goes to the bathroom, silencio, Spiritu Santo. If your girl's still on Snapchat 3-4 hours a day, you may be in a rotation, my boy. Let it go. Let it go. And some of y'all need to ask, yo, am I in a rotation? Some of y'all be going after the little birds that don't add nothing to the economy and then expect them to be good girls. It don't go like that, boss.
Asking if you're in the rotation is crazy.
Some of these lames need to. If you get her a gift or do anything nice for her and you don't hear from her for 4 days, you are in the rotation, my boy.
But I'm saying you should, and knowing it, but asking if you're in the rotation is actually crazy. That's actually crazy.
For the ones who be asking these questions, like, how do I know if my girl cheating? And y'all, they need to ask.
She's not your girl. This is my whole thing. If I'm even thinking about that, we're not in a relationship.
We're not together.
We could date. We could casually date. Make sure you use a condom.
Big facts. Every time.
But no, I'm not. If I have to ask a question, the answer doesn't matter. If I gotta ask somebody if I'm in your rotation or not,
that's a great bar.
It don't even matter.
I'm not gonna lie. When I put that little post up on the stories, hey man, I've been going through the situation. Just my girl, but open season game. She was at the Yankees game. I didn't even know she liked baseball. Who you think she with? She ain't FaceTime you from the game? Not one time. Nah. Okay, be careful. I know some of y'all joking on Mikal Bridges and shit about his little jump shot because y'all play 2K. He gonna get mad shooting your girl. Better be careful. Better. All them jokes be funny. Be careful. Be careful. So crazy world we live in.
Nah,
crazy world.
This is wow. This is wow.
Yeah.
It's being a player.
If the story pop up and it got like 2 hours left on it, but you didn't see when the story was originally posted, not your girl, my boy. Let me just say y'all some heartache. So y'all have to put on matching pajamas or you get embarrassed. So,
and if she's in the club, right?
How often? Yep.
On a bi-weekly or at least monthly basis.
Not your girl.
Well, because here's the thing. She's in somebody's section, right?
Yep.
Okay.
There's no more dance floor general admission.
It's only so long that you can use the promoters, my friend.
Play. Shout out to the promoters. Y'all, them and the photographers, terrorists, boy. Whew.
You're in somebody's section on an ongoing basis. It wasn't like a one-time thing, right? So that means that this is newly acquired people on a monthly basis.
Mm-hmm.
Same person on a monthly basis, or
the friend of
agency, or the friend. It's always the friend that leads you down the road of destruction. So the friend is super mixy, and they like, yo, that's it. Fuck it.
Come on, I'm gonna just go get fellas. I'm just gonna get a drink with my girl real quick.
If she's in little baby section,
tough.
Leave it alone.
For life.
Just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Because why are you in little baby section?
Tough.
Because most of the time it's not even the A-list celebrity, it's the people around them. And that makes it even worse because now you
go crazy. Girl get ran through by the runner of the crew.
The runner of the crew is crazy. Tough. The bishop of the night. It's not even the king, it's the bishop of the night. You gotta watch the bishop in the night. Because most of the time the king got too much going on, he got too much to lose. They be antisocial. They don't even talk to girls a lot of time. It be their crew. The henchmen around them. Gotta watch the henchmen. That bishop, that knight, that rook.
The rook go.
Take your queen. Don't let a rook take your queen.
That's crazy. And if that's your baby, y'all got to go have some fun. Some of y'all be too boring. Like, boring as hell, dry conversation, no fun, no motion. I'm telling you, motion and purpose will keep a lot of that bullshit. They won't even try it.
Let me ask you this. Do you spread out excitement? Because, like, all right, for instance,
this is a good combo. Let's
say you do everything in the first 6 months. You done took the girl to Russia. You done took it to the Iceland to see the northern light,
to the ice wall in Antarctica.
As a fact, you done seen Ronnie James shoot his first shot. You done went to the presidential inauguration. Like, let's say that you just did everything. You just emptied the N16 and you did everything right now. It's only disappointment. It's only downhill from here because when that slows up, because it's gonna slow up eventually, right? Yeah. Now she's gonna feel like this isn't as exciting as it was before. the expectations has already. You can't lower expectations once you have them high.
That's true.
Right? I remember somebody told us that about when we first started the show. They're like, don't worry about getting good equipment yet, just because he was like, you could always get good. You could always move up in production value. You can never move down in production value. So if you start the show with red cameras and all that, you got to stay at that level or go higher.
Yep.
You can never go down. Go down.
Yeah.
So do you spoil a vibe by doing too much?
Yeah,
soon?
that shit has to be earned. Usually, I'm gonna be real. I come in acting like an asshole. Don't do nothing at first.
For how long?
3 to 6.
6 months.
3 to 6.
So you say
I know from the past. You know, you mean the world to me. I appreciate you. But the one I had sit down for like 18 months. One of the best vibes.
6 months, and you give minimal effort for 6 months.
Yeah.
Call once a week type shit.
Same as investing. Like the longer you have consolidation, the bigger the breakout. Like if you stay around, cool. But like just because I'm capable of doing some shit doesn't mean that, because I want to see if you're here for me or the experience. A lot of fellas, y'all got to differentiate. That's when y'all be like, yo, let me take you here. Let me da-da-da. That shit has to be earned. Anybody you see me take somewhere, man, they've earned that shit. We talked for a little bit before we even got there. Just the one little straight cat I cleaned up.
So your play is come in.
I come in act like an asshole.
When you say act like an asshole, what do you mean?
I'm not in Loverboy era when I first meet him.
You just very
stoic, mean, to the point.
Slow to respond.
I may even put him in the group chat with the roster. Y'all be friends.
You're not putting nobody in the group chat with the roster. Stop.
I have, but come on. Okay.
Stop it.
We can produce screenshots. Shout out to my baby. If one of y'all watching, well, one of them little mad motherfuckers came in the comments 3 weeks ago telling me, Ian, fuck you, da-da-da. Shout to Dallas. I'll see you.
So you've put somebody in a group chat before? You've done that before?
Yeah.
How does that even?
It's tumultuous. It ain't. I can't believe you. But what it does do, this the move. You gonna get some anger, but what it does do, because some of them not familiar with your game, right? So then they get to see the caliber. Oh, she do this, and this one's smart. Because if you put all birds in one flock in the group text, it'll look away. But if you put a little doctor in there with a little bird baddie, with a little professional, with a little young, ooh, baby. Diversification. Ooh, Ray Dalio in that group. You know what I mean? Oh, you're gonna get cussed out, but then okay.
So you
why you take her?
Did you give them warning before you had a group chat, or you just say, hey guys?
You have to. Listen, I care for you dearly. You're dating people, I'm dating people. I just want you to be familiar with I want y'all to be familiar with each other, so maybe y'all can even be friends. We're never gonna hang out all together unless you want to, but I want to be transparent in what I'm doing. So if me and you ever develop further feelings, you already know who I was talking to. Oh, okay.
Yo, the group chat is crazy. The group chat's crazy. That's crazy. Great.
Hey, but fellas, you can only do this with something you want to lose. You can't do this with the one you really want. Oh no, the one you no.
Oh man, group chat play.
These are just jokes written by 85 South. Yeah, Red Fox and Andrew Schulz. Love y'all.
So you come in stoic, laid back, young lady kid. 6 months. So 6 months. After 6 months, if they're still around, then you turn up.
Yeah, then I'll turn up.
Well, speaking of that, the turn up. Have you still haven't purchased a flight yet this year?
I was booked 2 days ago. I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh, you booked the flight?
Myself. Got right on. Hold on. Okay, date of birth. Yep. And I usually don't even do the booking.
What made you reverse it?
I didn't want to. I was to January 1. Oh my God. But vibe was right. You know, she's been acting right. So it's like, oh, it's been earned. I checked that clock. I'm like, yeah, it's been like 6 months. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead. Oh, and then if you were a previous love in my life, I appreciate you. Can we please stop saying I'm a narcissist if we didn't work out? There's a lot of things. I can't be egotistical at times. I can't be cold, but narcissist, no. Y'all see me be a lover on a public stage at a time when I could have hid everything. No, stop that. Just because we didn't work out doesn't mean I'm an asshole or a narcissist. I'm trying to be better. I finished reading a book, Attached. Oh my God, great book. I'll have another lover's book of the month next week for y'all to go through. But yeah, like, so going through the phone, calling men narcissists once the shit don't work out. I didn't know having boundaries was like a issue for people. Like, if I tell you when I walk into this, like, yo, you get 2 arguments. First one, a warning, second one, I'm done. And then you argue twice in a day, and then I block. Baby, I told you, I don't have no time to go back. Well, if you really cared, you would have time. Man, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Vanguard, BlackRock, Nvidia, there's too much going on. I am good. I don't argue with my mom or dad or kid. I ain't arguing with them. You crazy? So, but yeah. Yep. United was like, we missed you so much. Oh my God. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, you got to space out the dates and experiences and make sure they like you for you. And also so you don't create entitlement. A lot of times we talk about entitlement amongst friends, relationships, and in business. But a lot of times we don't ever say that we create the field for them to be entitled.
That's a fact.
So like, if they don't just want to kick it with you and do, or if I go on a date, the first 3 months, it'll be some real chill, simple shit. Cool.
That's a fact. You only get entitled if somebody's actually made you entitled.
Made you entitled. Yep. That's the other part of it. So you got to be real careful.
That's a fact.
So, yeah.
Okay. Where we want to go from here? What is
being a player overrated?
Is being a player overrated?
At a certain point, a certain age.
I'm still not a player, but you're still a hater. Rest in peace to Big
Pun. Yes.
Yeah, for me, I never was a player. So I can't even imagine the type of stress. Just looking at it from the outside in, right? The amount of stress that you got to go through to really, the amount of stress that you got to go through to kind of keep up with your lives and like I said,
that's stressful.
The shit that I've seen is toxic. Like I've seen people really get in toxic shit where somebody will key their car and somebody will fight with another girl and all that type shit. I guess what's considered a player, but as far as just doing multiple different things simultaneously, I've never really seen that work out.
Because most men lie too much.
Well, that's a fact.
Honest. Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Like, what do you think? Are you a player? Are you a player?
What a girl called me. She said I can be a playboy. Ideally, I prefer to be with one person. Now, when I'm single, I'll be single like you know what I mean? Selective, but single. But no, I think the player shit is overrated. But we were talking about this on Stock Club. Like, a lot of times men usually want a lot of women around because they have like deeper childhood wounds that have not been healed. And I really think if you're comfortable within yourself and healed, being honest is a lot easier. Dealing with one person is easier. Or even if you pick to have 2 or 3 people, you let them know what it is, they'll be cool with it. But I think most people lie out of fear. And that never works out, because then once she finds out the lie or see that your character isn't what you say it is, in the first 6 weeks, she finds out the real you, and then she's gonna lose attraction for you anyway. That's why a lot of times when like guys are like, well, women like bad boys and shit like that, I'm like, well, yeah, but part of it is like the bad boys aren't lying. So when they go to Pergola and catch a little vibe with somebody with a broken jump shot over you, well, he didn't lie to her about what he had going on. Gave her option. Give her the option. Yeah.
Delete play.
Yep. Speaking of options, y'all got 24 hours.
24 hours to get into the option masterclass tomorrow. EYL University. Go to EYLUniversity.com. Enter code Market Mondays, one word, at checkout. Man, life-changing information. If you want to take trading seriously, be part of a community, real estate, in-person events, credit, business, financial planning, you name it. EYL University, all under one umbrella. This is the first sale that we've done in 3 months and probably will be the last sale of the year. So go to EYLUniversity.com, enter code Market Mondays at checkout.
Yeah.
You will have access to the options masterclass Thursday at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time.
I'm a player. I'm a pop out, no soft launch, wedding photos one day. Pow. Break the internet.
Well, speaking of that, question from the audience as far as wedding. What do you do if you're in a marriage and you have 2 little kids and you've outgrown the marriage?
I don't know. I'm not married, but I will say if you have kids and you made certain promises to them, you have to find a way to try and keep that family structure together. Once again, I haven't been married. And of course, these situations can be tough, but we have to have a conversation as men about when do you put your personal feelings aside to do what is best for the child and not pass on the trauma. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, if the kids see us getting into it, it's going to cause a lot more drama. Some of you motherfuckers are electing to not see your kids, though, and using the relationship, not you, who brought up the question, which I appreciate. But some of y'all are electing to go through the breakup knowing you're not going to be able to see your kid. Why? So anybody in the situation, I know it's tough because parenting can put a lot of strain on a relationship, but if you can work it out and still have access to see your kids, you know, and whatever caused the relationship to be pulled apart, or you guys outgrew each other, like you guys probably knew that beforehand, but what do you think?
What do I think? Okay, so what do you do when you're in a marriage that you have outgrown with 2 little kids? What do? You get a divorce. That's what you do.
You want to try and work it out?
Well, being that it's outgrown, I would assume that you've tried to work it out, right? I would assume that you've tried. Of course, you want to try to go to therapy. You want to try to have interventions. You want to try to have a getaway to talk about things. But when I hear outgrown,
yeah,
that lets me know that 2 people are not on the same page. Once we're not on the same page, it becomes very difficult to get back on the same page. Not impossible.
What should be done on a weekly to keep the relationship on the same page? And also, too, on the therapy, do the therapy while the shit is good, not while everything's in shambles and it's 4 years or 7 years of misery.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I'll say this. It's better to leave a toxic relationship than to try to salvage something that is miserable. You only live once. I get it for the sake of the kids, but a kid is not. All right, this is the harsh reality of this situation, right? A kid is never the reason why you should stay in a relationship. That might sound fucked up, but it's true. I'm telling you, it's true. A kid should never be the reason why you stay. If a kid's the reason why you're in a relationship, you're already fucked, right? The kid should not be a reason. The kid should not be the main reason why you're in a relationship. It really shouldn't be a reason at all, right? If you're in a relationship because you have a kid, that means you don't want to be in a relationship.
Yeah, you don't have a desire for that person.
So if the kid is the reason why you're in a relationship, it's not going to work out. You're going to be unhappy. You're going to end up cheating anyway. So my thing is just like, it would be better if you get a divorce. Look, it's not the end of the world. It happens all the time. There's a reason why 50% of marriages end in divorce. It's not guaranteed. It's not illegal to get a divorce. Is it the best thing for you financially? Of course not. Is it the best thing for you as far as the children living in separate households? Of course not. But I mean, what can you do? You tried. You tried to make it work. You shouldn't feel guilty. You shouldn't feel guilty if you tried to make something work and it didn't. Life happens.
Do you think people actually put enough honest effort on a daily or weekly basis? So if we had like a financial literacy crisis before we did the show, do you think people are putting in enough effort to make their relationships actually work, or they're waiting until they blow up to try and fix them?
I think people are not really putting that effort in because they know that they have options. They know that leaving is not like, it's like back in the day, like you couldn't leave, like you had to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel like I just would hate for somebody to be in a toxic, miserable, sad, depressed. Life's too short for that. Like I feel like, I don't know, man. Life's too short for that. I understand that you're trying to do the right thing, but you got to prioritize your mental health.
That's true. And also too, not for this particular brother, but fellas, like you have to stop coercing people to stay with you who may not want to stay, or lying to them knowing that's not who you really want. It's going to create a big ass bill for you and a bunch of headaches for you. Like a lot of times a guy will know going into a situation he doesn't want that person, but because he's not where he want to be, he's going to settle for that person. You just got to just wait and glow up, man, and get who you want. So
yeah, well,
yeah,
best of luck to the brother. But let's take a business turn. The LinkedIn co-founder says 9-to-5 jobs will be extinct by 2034.
Shout to Reid Hoffman. I agree 1,000%. You think Microsoft and Google are buying these nuclear power plants to power AI so they can hire more people, or let the LLMs go crazy and autonomous agents go crazy? And I'm hearing that Zuckerberg and Elon are having conversations about how they can work together on autonomous vehicles and shit. Like Meta's not coming out with one, but they're going to figure out what they can do together, which is not good for Apple. And truth be told, if let's say hypothetically, I was a MAGA man, which I'm not, that ran a Fortune 500 company, and I want to skew away from wokeism and hiring blacks and Latinos. Now you can't say racism because the person that I hire is autonomous or is a character that's not even a human. But if it has enough human intelligence, I can skate around the racism by putting my money there. They're showing you, I'd rather buy a fucking nuclear power plant and build some aliens than pay y'all. But the diocese just paid $850 million to. It's interesting. I think when they saw in COVID, which they have been trying to do for a while, that we now have a reason to not have people in the office full time. And this is the funny part. Even there are companies now who are saying, if you don't come in the office 5 days a week, we're going to fire you. They're going to use that as a reason to bring the agents in and AI in to replace the jobs at scale and lie and say people didn't want to come into work, while giving you the option to work from home. It's a whole bunch of trickery and fuckery going in right now.
It's a lot of fuckery. Massive levels.
Yep.
Massive levels.
Yep. So it's tough. It's tough. Schulz interviewed Trump. Charlemagne interviewed the Queen. Schulz got a lot of views on that damn interview. Now I know he's going on Rogan later this week, supposedly. Do you think that the viewership in the interviews are reflective who could win in November?
No, because I just think that Trump is more exciting than her, than Kamala. Like, and that has nothing to do with who, like, taking who I want to win and who I actually like out of it. If you just said you have an hour to watch an interview with somebody, I would watch Trump before I watch Kamala. I would watch Trump before I watch any politician because he's entertaining. Now, I'm not endorsing him, but
Yeah.
he's gonna go viral. He's gonna say some wild shit. Even like with the National Black Journalist, like I actually watched that. It was funny
I
as
did
hell.
too.
It was funny as hell. Like, look,
It was entertaining.
the guy's entertaining. You
Yeah.
no matter what you say about him, the guy is entertaining as hell. And I think that's one of the reasons why people actually like him, because he's so like there's never going to be a politician like him. Ever.
I agree.
Like when it comes to at least American politics, like just to be able to just go up there and just completely freestyle on the whim and just wing it and just say the most randomest wild shit that comes to your mind. That's a skill set. And so I think I have to say his interviews are always going to do better than her interviews, because he's entertaining.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think that's a deciding factor on who's going to win the election or not. In my opinion.
You don't think if he goes on Rogan and let's say he gives a great performance and he's honest and calmer, it won't help him dramatically?
Well, I look at things two ways. Is it going to hurt you or is it going to help you? So
yeah,
if he has a good showing, it's not going to hurt him.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan has the biggest podcast in the world. So there's no way that you can go up there and have even a relatively good performance and be hurt by that. That's impossible.
True.
So it's going to help him for sure, as long as he does well.
Yeah, as long as he does well.
If he does bad, then it's going to hurt him. But assuming that he does well, of course it's going to help him for sure. How much is it going to help him? That's something that I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
Is it going to help him enough to make sure that he guarantees to win the election? I don't know. Is it going to help him enough for 2 days and then by next week it's not going to matter anymore?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's the deciding factor. Let's just say this. I don't think that him going on Joe Rogan is a deciding factor as far as like this is going to push him over the edge to win the election.
Why do you think his campaign has done a better job than hers as of recent? And are you changing who you think will win in November? Troy, I'm asking a question for you. I got you. Well, he should have went on Rogan. Should have been at InvestFest. To everyone at the office now, we still love you. I'm just being honest in my commentary. I think there's a few places that she missed that she should have went that would have locked in the lead for good.
I think her campaign was too guarded. I also, to give her campaign some credit as well, it's tough because it's a 100-day thing, right? They wasn't expecting, I don't think, for her to become president, run for president. It kind of just happened. So they had to put together the infrastructure. Well, I'm just saying they were still running the campaign for Joe Biden to win, right? So they had to put together the infrastructure in a very short period of time. They had to build the house in 2 weeks, right? So I think there's a lot of probably different people that don't even know each other that are part of the campaign that have different, and when you're at that level for her, she's not even probably making a lot of decisions. It's being made for her. Like even InvestFest, that probably wasn't even her. She just got off the Democratic National Convention.
Yep.
She run around. She got a million different things. It's on her. I mean, we told her, but it's not like she's tapped in like that, right?
Yeah.
People are making decisions for her. Whoever at that time, they just felt that it wasn't the best place for her to be. That's a decision that was made for her. That was a mistake, but that's not her fault, right? That's the people that's inside the camp's fault. So I will give them grace by saying that. I'm assuming that there's just a lot of different moving parts. A lot of people probably have their own idea of what they want to do. And there's probably some level of confusion where he has his campaign running for 4 years and it's probably a little bit more streamlined as far as the people that's put in place.
They haven't done it before. Yeah.
What's going on? They did it before. They did it twice. This is the third. This is the third campaign that he's run. He's won one. He's lost one. Now so this is his third election cycle. So he's a seasoned veteran, right? Yeah. So I think doing something for 10 years, damn near, as opposed to doing it for 100 days. Yeah. You would give the nod to that person, and then she got a lot of money. Sometimes getting money can actually be hurt. She got $1 billion in a very short period of time. So now how do you everybody got their own ideas of what's the best to do this, what's the best. So too many chefs in the kitchen usually leads to explosion.
No, I agree.
So, but I do think that she still has a chance for sure. It's going to be, interesting. I'll save my presidential pick for a little bit later in the political cycle because I feel like
Like who you actually are voting for or the victory?
Well, who I think is going to win.
Okay.
Because I think that there's still some things that can happen.
I'm an ad-lib for Troy, so you're changing your mind is what you're saying. No.
There's still some things that can happen.
That's true.
Right? That can like, let's say hypothetically they pull a fourth quarter Hail Mary and they get Israel to sign a peace treaty. That's a big event. That's a big world event that could potentially happen. It's not likely to happen, but it could happen. If that does happen, you would think that would help her chances tremendously.
Yeah.
Right. Like if she's in the middle of that deal and she signs the paperwork, and you would think that would help her chances tremendously. Not saying that that's going to happen or not, but I'm just saying that could happen. Right. So stuff like that we got to see. We got to see.
It's going to be a close race. I'll say that. A lot of money's on the line. It's a close race. The fight is never over until it's over. Running four corners and being safe is never a good option. You got to go for the win.
But I will say this, because I feel like you said, we're the only outlet that's actually neutral, right? And people are they're so used to polarizing platforms that they don't even know how to register platform being. So it's like when you say like, okay, these are the stocks that will do well if Trump wins. They're so used to you either red or blue that just automatically triggers. They don't even think enough to know that you already did the same thing for Kamala 2 weeks ago, right? Yeah. Like literally, it's been the same thing, but it's just like, oh, you guys are you saying something positive about Trump because that's how they just so triggered emotionally. So I say this to say, I'm a registered independent. I've always been a registered independent. For 20 years, I was a registered because I knew early. I knew when I was 20 years old. The idea of I didn't join a gang. Like, I don't believe in being a part of, I always was an independent thinker.
Yeah.
Right. So the idea of you got to be a Democrat or you got to be a Republican, I never registered with that. I always was like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah.
I can't. That's how I registered. When I first registered to vote, I registered as an independent, and I've never changed since because I don't believe in fighting for red or blue, really.
Left wing, right wing, same bird.
You know that. Thanksgiving.
Yep. Even when y'all be like the pandering, it's like there's no need to pander to women, not for the little bit of money Meta be paying out for the clips and the real shot to Meta, but it's like I'm not pandering for that reason. Like, especially I got real shit going on in life. What do they pander for? Cool. Same politically. Like, I'm just here to give you the truth. But it's gonna be an interesting race to say. And I'm gonna say this: quit just watching the clips and having a fucking opinion. I've been telling y'all, go watch. Y'all message me after Market Mondays. What you think the economy? Bitch, go watch the show. Or I can not say nothing about no stocks. And great, go right to Red Panda. Sign up. Eninvest.com. Join redpanda.com. Sign up. I'll tell you there. Cool. I'm not playing this year or next. I'm cool. I am cool. So y'all can watch the clips all day. But if you want shit that is going to change your life, because I'm going to be real, the politicians aren't going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're not going to give you an economic plan to help change your life. They're not going to make you money. They're not going to make you money and not tax you on it. They're not going to help make you money and not take a significant percentage on it. Like, what are we talking about, yo? What are we talking about, yo? Okay. So, what do I know? Speaking of Cap, you hear the story about Michael Jackson beating up Tupac back in the day?
Nah, I ain't heard about that.
We play the clip.
Let's play the clip.
So that means Michael Jackson grew up. I mean, watch Quincy Jones' daughters grow up. Fast forward years later, Tupac is dating one of the daughters. I think it was Khadijah. They came out of Tupac comes out the party, disrespecting Khadijah, like, bitch, shut up. Come the fuck on. Shut the fuck up and get in the car. Mike stepped to him. Yo, you can't talk to her like that. He was like, Mike, mind your fucking business. Mike was like, fuck no. That's like my niece. You ain't gonna just talk to her like that. Michael Jackson and fucking Tupac start rumbling. Michael Jackson beat his ass. They said Tupac loved to fight, but he can't fight.
Tupac and Michael
Tupac and Michael Jackson.
Now listen. That's news to me.
You gotta remember, number one, Mike came up in the house with how many brothers?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I know when y'all get booked for these interviews, y'all gotta have a sensational fucking story or a lot to tell so they can get a return on investment for the $1,000 they paid you. But at some point, Road and Sure Mike and Black Magic, can y'all raise y'all fucking prices so we can stop having so much cap in these interviews? Please.
Yeah.
Now I'm from Northwest Indiana. Shout to GI, shout to East Chicago. If Tupac would have got beat up by Michael Jackson, it would have been all over the world, but it would have hit GI first. Trust me. Trust me. Like, what the hell are we talking about? Shout to Big Sight, Garrus is dead. Shout to Mutai. Shout to Kidada. But Puff would have told you Mike Jackson. Nah, keep it real. Puff would have told you Mike Jackson fucking beat up Tupac. Haitian Jack would have told y'all. Jimmy Henchman. What's my man? Shout to Chaz, rest his soul. Chaz would have told you Pac got his ass whooped while he over there talking that East Coast, West Coast. What? What are we talking about, yo?
No, y'all gotta chill.
Y'all gotta chill, yo. These egregious lies. And get off LeBron for telling Big Meech welcome home. Come on, man. What the fuck are we talking about? He's in, and shout to SO, I love you. Like y'all podcast. But all this, if he says welcome home to Meech, he's endorsing a drug dealer and people are going to want to be that. People want to be drug dealers because there's not enough opportunity in this country. Let's get to the fucking real.
So who's criticizing LeBron for saying welcome home, Big Meech?
A bunch of people online. Bunch of people. I'm like, what? He said welcome home. And clearly y'all wasn't outside when dude was home and his brother was home and they was running around because when Brian, you had to be there. What a time.
What a time.
What a time.
So what do you feel about, all right, let's have a wider conversation. What do you feel about the Black community's level of endearment with, people like Big Meech? Did you feel like that's toxic, unproductive? Like, what do you, because he did, obviously, I think he's in a halfway house now, but
yeah,
as expected, people welcome him home, and welcome home to anybody that's come home from jail. But what do you feel about that?
I think given that this country was taken by gangsters in its origin, America is always going to have a love and fascination with gangsters. So if you look at Texas, New Mexico, Nebraska, California, that originally was not our land, it was taken land. So I know they'll put it on our community, but there's always been, especially in American cinema, been a fascination with the 1920 Chicago mob, then the Italian mafia. BMF just happened at a time to come when it was unthought of that Black men could get together to make a cohort to make that happen. The other irony in that is that it's a criticism in LeBron saying welcome home to Bron, when a lot of that money that went into Miami built all of downtown Miami and he played there. Now, if we're gonna be real, talk about market maker, Meech built up Buckhead in Atlanta.
No. That was done by Cocaine Cowboys. That was before that
before
Big Meech. Yeah, that's the 80s.
Yeah, before. But Atlanta, he gets credit for
sure.
Majority of the Black people driving foreigns and Maserati and Bentley, they get credit for that movement too. So I get it. You don't want one of your brightest stars to endorse him, but if he paid his debt to society, But look how much the music, and I got a conspiracy. One day we'll talk. Right around the time Jeezy took off, fucking amazing, the debut album. Right when Meech came with that 80-20 deal for everybody, he wanted to give 50 artists. All of a sudden, shit came. Not saying that he wasn't going to go regardless, but same with the Puff, the shit sped up a little bit. So do we have a lure for that? I'm gonna say no. I think that narrative is pushing our face because we didn't know the people that were black that were making money without the drug game prior to. Especially because of this platform, a lot of people know a lot more billionaires and millionaires in the space they can look to. That wasn't there in 05, 06, 07, 04, 03. I think that is pushed to us. Like I told everybody before, the same way drill was pushed in certain cities. So the crime rate then went up, and then I can weaponize the crime there to buy the shit for cheaper. So, but what do I know? What do you think?
Yeah, I think we definitely have a infatuation with the underworld, but you know, that's an American thing. I think you look at movies like Godfather and Goodfellas, but I definitely think that black culture over indexes in that. And shout out to I never met Meech before, but I know his family, like Southwest T. That's our guy. Like we connected with him in person several times. His nephew, Chill, good dudes. So you know, I feel like welcome home to, like I said, to anybody that has done that, paid their debt to society for sure. So salute. But I do feel that I think that that's starting to change though. I feel like you know, at one point in time we were over indexed in our admiration for the underworld. And that's something that usually is not going to be productive, right? Because that's a life that's only going to lead to death, incarceration, destruction. Like that doesn't really lead to anything positive. Just like gang culture, same thing. You know, I've been very vocal on that. Like, you know, we have a over infatuation with that, and that's not something that's productive. Shout out to Dirk. I feel like people like him should be highlighted, right? Like, you know, where you realize that there's never really any positive end to this. So I got to take a step out of it. I got to highlight, you know, tragedies that have happened on both sides. I got to, you know, you got to tell the whole story, not just glamorize. I think that's important. Don't just glamorize one side of it, right? Like tell the whole entire story. Like if you're going to say like, I feel like Big Meech, I feel like Larry Hoover. Well, talk about how Larry Hoover has not seen sunlight in 30 years, right? And how he can't see, like they got him underneath the ground. Yeah. Like he's under the ground, right? So when you're telling these stories about how you feel like Larry Hoover, right? I don't even know how you feel like Larry Hoover. How does one feel like Larry Hoover? I'm not sure. But if you feel like him, I'm assuming that's like his heydays, which was 30 years ago. Right. Yeah. But talk about how he's living underground for 35 years. Do you feel like him now? Do you feel like Larry Hoover? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you say you feel like Larry Hoover, I'm wondering which Larry Hoover you're referring to. Are you referring to Larry Hoover in 1970? Or are you referring to Larry Hoover in 1990, 2000, 2024, who is literally placed in a situation where they're just waiting for him to die, no communication with the outside world, in a cell by himself, 23-1, underground in Colorado, in the most maximum security in America, probably the world. Do you feel like him then? Right? Is that something that you want to feel? Can you feel that? Can you even imagine what that feels like? I can't. So when you say like you feel like him, like paint that full picture. You can paint the picture of how you felt like him when he was the most powerful gang leader in Chicago, but also paint the picture of what it feels like, how that story ends, right? Yeah.
As far as this over indexing, hypothetically, if I was a MAGA man that ran a prison system, wouldn't it behoove me for the film and music industry to be the marketing arm to drive us into the system for profit.
For sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Short answer. Short answer is yes.
Yeah. Bob Johnson wasn't putting out all the little murder, death, kill, like Boys in the Hood. Like what? Go look at what companies finance those films. It's a deeper, darker criminal link. But what do I know? We just some guys on YouTube, right? Yeah. Yeah, but welcome home. Dude, hold your head. Shout out to S-Class. Shout out to Wayne Blaze. Love you dearly. So, and I always said, if that's why tutelage is important and exposure is important. If Meech had a chance to learn investing at a young age when he was in Detroit, he would have been Buffett. He would have been Buffett. Yep.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well,
and shout out to all y'all who made a lot of money off Dude and off them when he was gone, and y'all never sent nothing on commissary. And why y'all playing that little street game too about saying why he got out? Once again, you want to stay clear of anybody who can drop a bomb on your house. State Farm not gonna cover the bomb insurance. Like they won't even cover the flood shit in Florida. While they take hypothetically, while all these little engineers are weaponizing weather. Hypothetically. Shelly, I hear you. I'm done. State Farm ain't gonna cover the bomb insurance. Be very careful. And if you're a civilian or you neutral, stay out of street business too. I'm seeing neutral people trying to do paperwork parties. Make sure your mama got life insurance. Y'all playing some dangerous games.
Mind your business.
That you do not need to be playing.
Mind your business. That's life's golden rule.
For real. Yeah, you think you Jake 1091 will shot them? You black, it's different rules, my boy. You better chill out. You better chill out. You better go look at Vanguard asset allocation before you get playing the paperwork games.
That's a fact. That's a fact. VRO, VTI.
For real. Mind your business. Mind your business. But
two tech, two index.
For real. It's gonna be two texts at your door.
Two texts. A real two tech.
Stay outfit for real. Hey, Soldier Boy gonna be big Draco. Better chill out. Ooh, y'all crazy. Y'all are crazy.
Anything else?
No, I'm good.
We got.
And once again, to anyone I've ever dated, I appreciate our time together. You have aided in my elevation as a man. I appreciate you. If our time ended before you wanted it to, it does not make me a bad person. So, yes, and shout out to my baby.
And we go back with some lists too. I know we did the food list before, but we gotta do it like differently. But those always good.
Oh yeah.
Those always good.
We're gonna do top date spots in the city per city. Ooh, tear it up. No.
All right.
Gatekeep. I ain't mad at you. Hey, I'm with the gatekeeping. I'll be loud about it. I gave y'all some little colognes. Go ahead. I'm gatekeeping.
The gatekeep play.
Yeah.
Vitally important.
Fellas, if you want to get out your relationship too, go ahead, just give permission. Just unlock that motherfucking phone. Here, go through it. Easy way out. It's bad when they want, we need to go therapy. No, we don't. You don't bring the therapy to me when we good. I don't want to go. I don't want to talk to Dr. Lipschitz or whoever. Pack up your little bag, man. I'm gonna help you pack. I'll put the shit in a little pack of cubes for you. Go. Sorry.
To the moon. All right, guys. It's been real. Go to EYUniversity.com. Enter code Market Mondays for the discount for the choice options masterclass tomorrow. And one of those things. One of those things, ladies and gentlemen.
Love y'all. Anything else you want to cover? It sounds like you want to talk. What up?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
Got you.
All right.
I love y'all.
Love.